Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Bank of Italy and Algorand. Ripple user confirmed with bank. We're going to talk about tokenized bond and how JP Morgan coin came to be. Goldman Sachs says they classify XRP. SECvsRipple update. Amicus up to 12, and we got a new SEC filing. We've got it all for you, including Brad Garlinghouse, Stuart Alderoty comments, XRP technical analysis. Could this breakout we're seeing above 8% in 24 hours lead us to $1.20 and $13? Let's roll that beautiful intro and find out.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for exclusive content. Right now, the market for crypto is up 1.7%. Good morning, everybody. It's $1.007 trillion for the crypto market cap. Bitcoin now 20,500, up 1.8% in the 24-hour. Ethereum $1,500 plus, and it's up 2.5% in the 24-hour. XRP is 49 cents this morning. Head on a swivel, ladies and gentlemen. It's up 8.2% on the 24-hour. Yeah, don't forget about that one. Glint, fractional gold ownership is how Glint is democratizing gold ownership. But what is fractional gold ownership? I'll tell you what it is. It's amazing. And I tell you what, as much as they're my sponsor, I love being a customer, and I encourage you to know this. You click the link underneath this video, you get you a Glint account, download the mobile app. It's so easy to use. Get that MasterCard debit card. Once you start spending gold, God's money as gold, everyday money, you won't stop. I'm telling you, because I haven't stopped since I've gotten it. And it's really reassuring in times like this. Make sure you check it out and see if it's for yourself. This right here really sends it home for me too. Of course, being a YouTuber, I've got to let the page load. I've got 7 million tabs open. You can't see it because of the overlay that I have up here, so it doesn't look so disgusting, right? That's why I have all this fancy stuff at the top, so you don't see the ugliness. But nevertheless, Dutch government openly discussing canceling debt by revaluation of the gold price. Wait a minute. Is the Dutch government now doing YouTube? I mean, are they YouTubers? Are they podcasters? This is what we have been talking about on a global scale. And I tell you something, you can't say that this is going to be the trigger, but you know what? This is how it starts. This is how it starts. Could they revalue gold? You damn right they could. And if they do it, it can't be just one. That's the whole reason bad things usually happen to people when they announce they're going to the gold standard, you know. But nevertheless, we're moving on. YouTube can be very sensitive about certain topics. But you know what? We're going to watch that really closely because I think something like that happens in the coming months or years. I don't know how long it takes, but I do believe we see a paradigm shift where the monetary system goes back being backed by gold. And I think XRP, not backed by gold, but backed by a lot of things, ends up being a bridge and a complement to the newly gold-backed system. That's how I see it. And then you've introduced a very new money that's non-state backed, and it has to have some kind of classification, I believe, that doesn't harm its intended use, but also allows it to function at full scale. We'll see how that happens. Bakkt Holdings, a digital asset platform majority owned by ICE, will buy Apex Crypto for as much as $200 million. Well, I tell you what, this is exciting to me because Bakkt is owned by parent company ICE, as you saw there. ICE also owns the New York Stock Exchange. I'm very excited about what's coming with Bakkt in the future. I do hold some of that, and I need to get more of it, is what that's telling me. But there's only so much dry powder. What am I to do? Maybe I shouldn't have sold my Algorand, says Nathan Price. Guys, if you're not following Nathan Price, what are we doing? Nathan is amazing researcher and shares it with everybody because he's very kind and generous. Nathan, we always appreciate your efforts. This here shows a diagram, and I'm just flash it for you real quick here, that apparently the Bank of Italy and Algorand are hitting it off. things are off to a great start, you can see here. Now, I actually sent Nathan a message, and I don't know where the comment is, but I sent him a message that you gonna make me FOMO on Algorand now. That's what you gonna make me do, right? Shout out to Nathan. Wrath of Comment here has got me FOMOing on XRP. Another great researcher you should be following if you're not. Ripple user confirmed ABA Bank Cambodia first spotted in a now missing LinkedIn profile. How about that? This account terms and conditions report from October 22, very recent, ladies and gentlemen, mentions Ripple using for international transfers along with SWIFT and Ripple partner RIA. It's right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to click it so you can see it. The bank provides different forms of international transfers services, namely SWIFT, DBP, mobile transfer, MoneyGram, RIA money transfer, Ripple API, amongst others. Yeah, but yet here in the US, we're confused about what it is. Now, listen, this is a quick clip here. I need to play this for you. This is really, I think to me, one of the exciting parts, and I know for other people, it's like they just want to know when Moon, when Lambo, and all of that stuff. For me, I want to see the development and the constant expansion into the traditional markets with digitization and tokenization. And let me play this right quick for you right here.
Set the stage a little bit with a fun story that Christine told while we were getting ready for this conversation about her first blockchain bond. I think it's cool because it kind of like demonstrates the name of our panel here, Rewiring Wall Street, in the real world. So to set the stage, Christine, if you could kind of walk us through, where were you when you first started to try to build a bond on a blockchain? One or two quick obstacles, and then take us to today. What would that process be like now?
Yeah, sure. Very excited to be here. Thank you. So basically, I was telling the crew here that, you know, when I first tried to tokenize a bond back in 2016 or so, you know, basically the only live blockchains at the time were the Bitcoin blockchain, and Ethereum had just launched. And this was actually like, you know, maybe like right in the wave of when everyone was trying to build like an enterprise distributed ledger. And it was extremely difficult because like at the time, you know, for example, you know, there wasn't a lot of experience on how to build actual financial products on like on a live blockchain. You know, for example, we were trying to like build literally like holiday calendars, like bond holiday calendars on a system that doesn't have a calendar at all, just counts time in blocks. Or, for example, trying to basically put a bond that typically would just have like maybe like 2 to 4 decimal places on a system that can support about 18. And, you know, so we had to build things from scratch. I mean, I literally had to figure out how to put US dollars on a blockchain. That was the invention of JP Morgan coin when I was at JP Morgan.
There you go. Now you get the impetus for how that came to be.
Because we were trying to figure out how do we settle this bond? It would be like totally wacky if we just sent wires and like had to like acknowledge receipt of the wire to settle a digital bond. And so, you know, fast forward 6 years later, a lot of these foundational pieces have actually been built from a technology perspective. You know, I think crypto, digital assets, you know, this general Web3 area has gotten a lot of criticism, like what's taking so long? What are the real use cases? But in reality, what's been happening in the past half a decade is that we've been building the foundational pieces that have been required to actually make more complex use cases, make more complex financial products. So, you know,
that to me is exciting because what she's saying is since 2016 or so, they've had this done. They figured this out. It's 2022, getting ready to be 2023, which tells me that we need regulatory clarity. We need classification of what some of these digital assets will be, XRP included, right? And then we're going to see a Cambrian explosion, as Chris Larson says it. And this is why I always talk about the fact that crypto itself will become a very small part of the tokenized market because everything of value is going to be tokenized. And it looks like once it starts, it's going to happen very quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about that. Goldman Sachs classifies XRP, they say. I don't have to read the article to you because I already read it. But it basically doesn't reveal how they're going to do it. But they basically say that they've developed a adult framework, they call it, for cryptocurrency that will be used by institutional investors to get a better understanding of the industry. May want to run that by your alumni, Gary Gensler, first. Or did he write it for you? Just a thought, not a sermon, just a thought. SEC has filed a motion to extend the time to file all parties' reply brief until November 30th, 2022, and asked the court that any additional amicus briefs be filed by November 11th, 2022. Ripple consents, new dates in motion. You could see it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. This request is based on the filings made by amici and proposed amici. We're up to 12 now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. The SEC takes no position with respect to the pending applications to file briefs by purported amici. It says, however, in the light of those pending motions and the amici briefs already filed, it says here, the SEC requests to date the parties to file their sealed reply briefs to extend from November 15th to November 30th. The page limit for parties' reply briefs modified from 45 to 55, and that any responses to amici be contained in the reply briefs. The date for the party to meet and confer. Let's see here. Oh gosh, I lost my place in the print so small. Don't get old. That's all I can say. There it is. Let to confer to the identity redactions to the reply briefs be extended from November 17th to December 2nd. The date to file public redacted replies extend from November 21st to December 5th. The date to file the omnibus motions to seal all proposed redactions to all summary judgment materials extended from December 9th to December 22nd. And the date to file opposition to the omnibus now is moved from December 22nd to January 9th, 2023. So all of this looks that, we're going to be, as Jim Filan, James, you're amazing. I mean, the guy called this. He said, look, don't be surprised when the SEC asks for more time, and here it comes. And we have another amicus brief filing here, and it is VeriDAO, and that is Veritasium. Shout out to Reggie Middleton, who is also in the middle of suing Coinbase and have some pretty incredible patents that he'd like to talk about. And I'm going to reach out to Reggie. I have had some conversations with Reggie, and he is an extremely, extremely brilliant man. And I want to get together with him and have some more focused conversations, not only about the amicus filing, but about what he's got going on with the Veritoken and Veritasium project and all the hurdles he's run into, because he has fell victim, he believes, to the SEC as well. This here is the filing. I'm not going to go through it and read it, but in short, VeriDAO is a Wyoming limited liability company, decentralized autonomous organization composed of media personalities, small business owners, engineers, entrepreneurs, retirees, and it says here, encoders who are passionate about the potential peer-to-peer capital markets, disintermediating of the financial system for benefit of inventors and innovators. And you know what? I think that's where a lot of this lies. Whether it's the Ripple case or whether it's Veri or some other project, again, this technology is not defined. And we've said this years ago on this channel. You cannot legislate or regulate what hasn't been defined. And right here we see this is two of the attorneys from the VeriDAO team are now having to register for Pro Hack Vice, which apparently is when a lawyer registers or files with the court to be able to participate in something that they normally don't have jurisdiction in. That's how I understand that. And please, obviously, any legal analysts out here, correct me if I've got that wrong. But I believe I have it correct. At any rate, for the filing of the extension from the SEC has prompted Stuart Alderoty, General Counsel for Ripple, to make this comment here. A dozen independent voices, companies, developers, exchanges, public interest, and trade associations, retail holders, all filing in SEC versus Ripple to explain how dangerously wrong the SEC is. The SEC's response? We need more time, not to listen or engage, but to blindly bulldoze on. And that's exactly what's happened here. I don't think you could make a better assessment of it. And here's Brad Garlinghouse and his thoughts as soon as the page loads right here. And he says, for those of you keeping count, 12 amici briefs submitted. It's unprecedented, I'm told, to have this happen at this stage. They each explain in their own unique way the irreparable harm the SEC will do to every facet of the U.S. crypto economy if it gets its way. Yes. Shout out to Brad and Stuart Alderoty for laying it down. And this here from Bill Belisarius, as a foreign lawyer and crypto holder, it is hard for him to articulate how bewildering it is to me to see a major American agency act publicly before a global audience in such a disreputable manner that brings such discredit to the USA. Well said, Bill Belisarius, and we appreciate all his legal analysis too. Now for technical analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all want it. Egg Rag Crypto, I tell you what, it's tough to call this market, but I trust a small handful of people that do to watch what's going to go on. They always give us what happens if it goes up, what happens if it goes down. Right here, they're telling us to watch out. So far, the XRP price action is still in alignment with the yellow fractal, which is right here, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. He says, as per the yellow fractal, we may have an abrupt move to $1.20 anytime from now till the 18th of December. So hold on to your hat, ladies and gentlemen, and keep an eye out for that. Look at this right here. You could see right there, if we see that fractal repeat, and so far, it's holding on to the fractal pretty damn well right there, isn't it? We'll have to keep an eye on it. But now let's take a look here, because Dark Defender feels like this is on target as well. He says, no, I am not a magician, but have magic hands. People will be surprised when XRP hits $13 first, but not us. Thank you. Every single one of you reaching 80,000 followers now, and a party will be crowded. Enjoy. I tell you, this is exciting to see XRP move like this. I have to wonder, is this a delayed reaction to the fundamental news of Coinbase filing the amicus brief? And does the positivity in price action show that the market believes that not only is Ripple winning, but we may even see XRP relisted? Look, we have to ponder a lot on this channel about what could happen if there's some kind of classification that takes XRP off of the retail exchanges. We don't know if that'll happen, but we have to ponder it. As we're early investors, we're speculators in this market. So we have to be willing to look at the things that may not be really fun to look at, and a lot of times we do. But right now, let's take a look at the idea and notion that we do get the favorable ruling we need, and it does go back on every single exchange and more. That would be remarkable. But you know what? We'll have to wait and see and find out. But until then, I'll take what we got today. This is good stuff, not financial advice from me or anyone else, just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.